Hello, welcome to my first tutorial on you and your PC. My name is Smart. Today I'm going to talk on how to buy a good system for yourself. This tutorial is meant for absolutely beginners. If you have experience or you're a computer literate, I think you might skip this tutorial. Okay, now what do you need to know before buying a laptop? It's a question that almost everybody asks. Today we are going to cover on how to know the best laptop to buy for yourself. Okay, there are three basic things you need to know about laptop before buying it. One, you need to know the processor. Two, you need to know the RAM. Three, you need to know the hard disk. Those are the three basic things you need to know. How would you know them? This is what I'm going to show you now. For you to know the processor and the RAM, you go to search. Click on search. Then type my computer. You will see either my computer or this PC. Double click as in left click on it. Then click on properties. Okay, now you will see your basic information about your system. Okay, this is the processor. One thing you need to know about the processor is whether the processor is 1.5 gigahertz, whether it is 2.5 gigahertz, whether it is 2.0 gigahertz, or whether it's 3.5 gigahertz, because your processor determines the speed of your system or the performance of your system. If your processor is below 1.5, I recommend that you should not buy the system because it will be slow. But if the processor is up to 1.5, you can buy it depending on what you are using it for. But the best is, as in the minimum that I will require you to buy is 2.0. If the processor is not up to 2.0, I advise that you leave the system and look for the one that is up to 2.0 gigahertz. As you can see, this one is 2.30 gigahertz. So it will help it to perform very faster and very well. Okay, now in processor we have many types of processor, but I'm going to talk on two processor which is popular, which is AMD and Intel processor. If you are buying a laptop, you need to check whether the processor you are buying is Intel or AMD, because both of them have advantage and disadvantage. Okay, when you talk of AMD processor, if your processor is AMD, AMD is always good in a cool weather. Maybe you have AC in your office, yes, AMD is very good because when it comes to graphics, it is the best. But when it comes to hot weather, I recommend Intel processor because Intel processor resists heat. But if you use AMD in a hot weather, the processor will peel and it will result to system malfunctioning. That is the basics about the processor. So it depends on the place you are staying, then you make your choice. Okay, let's go to RAM. RAM, we have 500 RAM, we have 250 megabytes, we have 500, we have 1 gig, 1 gig, 2 gig, 3 gig, 4 gig, 6 gig, and so on. But what RAM does is it helps you to perform multiple tasks. if your RAM is up to 2 gig, the task you perform will be greater than someone using 1 gig RAM or 500 MB. So I advise you that you buy laptop that has at least 2 gig RAM, but the best is from 4 gig RAM up, but at least 2 gig RAM. There are some applications that will not run that will not run if you are using 500 MB, because it will be very slow. So I advise you to check if the RAM is up to 2 gig RAM before you buy. Okay, then we this system type, this one is you can upgrade this one after buying the system. If it is 34-bit or 64-bit, you can still install 64-bit operating system or install 32-bit operating system. So that one is not a big deal. Okay, now let's go to memory, which is the hard disk of the system. Still go back here, type my computer. Now we are no more going to left click, we are going to double click or single click. If you click it, you will see a folder like this being opened. So now this is your hard disk. This one I have petitioned this system, so it is one hard disk, but I divided into two. So now this is 109 gigabytes, this one is 97.5 gigabytes. So if you add the two, it will be up to 260 gigabytes. So now I recommend that you check the hard disk to know if the hard disk is up to 150 gig, because if you are installing application and the hard disk is full, it will still affect the performance of the system. The system will be running so slow, and this determines the number of files you will install or store in the system. So these are the three basic things that you need to check before buying a laptop. If you have checked all those things and they are good, you can go ahead and buy and purchase your laptop. I hope this tutorial helped for beginners. If you like this tutorial, please subscribe or comment, so that we will know where to enhance more in our teaching. Or if you have any problem, you can comment there, we will help you and solve it. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Wait for our next tutorial when we'll be teaching you how to install applications, things you need to know about desktop. Thank you for watching and remain blessed.